let go of the past, and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Good morning. This is Joanna from Universal Unity and the Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers. And wow, what a profound week and a celebratory week as we kick this beautiful 102nd show, which equals number 3, as well as today's dates equal number 33. So we are swimming within the vibration of 3, which is a profound number, a profound energy vibration, and what it means for you, through you, and how you're designing within those vibrational numbers. So thank you for joining us today with these incredible vibrations that we're kicking it off with. This week has been a very special week because we did launch our new website offering. And our new website offering will still be and always be a Universal Unity offering. And that's truly our unique standard, divine inspirational message that we deliver in all that we do. But our new website is universallightwisdomandhealingcenter.com. So I'm going to put it down there for Tina to post. I can't talk and type at the same time. So there we go. She's going to put it in the chat area there. And so have a look at our beautiful vibrational offerings. And we're going to be expanding it in some beautiful ways that we're flowing with spirit, that we're flowing with our God essence, that we're flowing with our divine perfection. And it will evolve as we do. It will transition and grow into a beautiful network of divine sacred soul tribe from all over the world, of families all over the world, and crystalline children all over the world, and on and off world, that we're communing with all of our beautiful essences within the etheric chambers of those beings that have joined us today for our benevolency and our evolutionary dialogue and our etheric chambers as we open up. Thank you, divine heavenly councils that are with us today, as well as the ascended masters. Thank you. We've got some new energies. They're saying that they're not new because they're with us all the time. It's just that they're coming in today because we're talking about the ascended masters in our etheric chambers have given us some comments and some insights. And we'll go into that at the second hour of our show. And so we have a full show as our celebration continues from our launching of our website and the beautiful new soft and lovely essence that we're moving into our human ascension with. And that's why you see the great profound shift in energy from our Universal Unity website into this new Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Center, because it truly is about the light wisdom that we have within, the perfection of the God-Christed energy that we have within. And it will be all that we explore. It's the exploration and the examination and the experiencing and the expression of our Christed God self. And that takes us through any dimension. It takes us through any experience that we get excited about, whether it be first contact, whether it be light ship travel, whether it be interdimensional and cosmic communication. It doesn't matter how we define it or what our expressions will come forward as, because they will shift and change as we do, as we move into our cosmic self, as our beautiful divine self, and we're continuing to love and heal and honor all that we are. So too will those contracts and excitements shift and change. And that's why it's the experience of our Christed God self, forever in expression, forever in an evolutionary expression. And it's very soft, and it's very lovely, and it's very dynamic, and it's very eternal in its essence. And while we open within the lighted colors of all that we are, we allow ourselves to explore too in that way, and have the understanding through mastery and understanding the polarities that come through to us in color, whether they may appear to be dark or whether they may appear to be negative in its sensing and how you move through it. But understanding that mastery is a part of allowing those experiences to live through you. And then you create choice and discernment on how you choose to allow it to move through you in a new way. And so we'll give you an example. This week, my daughter and I were talking about dreams, and how some dreams can feel quite negative and quite dark, and not really knowing where they're coming from because they're so vivid and real and, really, really bordering on visionary work as a dream. and it goes back and forth like this as we awaken it into our multidimensional selves. The dreams can feel like visions, and visions can feel like dreams, and we're moving within a lucid reality in which, are you here or there, or are you both in between? And how do we define it? And so today's topics will allow us to let go of definitions and how we're defining things, because that will truly allow us to slip into flow. And when we slip into flow, and you do have those moments of what may appear to be dark or seemingly dark or vivid and cantankerous type of energies in your dreams, then you can choose from a mastery point of view to say, I'm allowing this to live through me because it's a voice or a lesson that's requiring to be heard. As I stand within my light, as I stand within my wisdom and my knowing of all that I am as God perfection, I can then love it and say, there's no need to be in fear. For I understand I'm within the all. I'm perfect within the all. There's all things within me. Now what's my excitement to transmute this? I listen to the lessons you've brought forward to me. I allow your voice to be heard. However, I am not fear of you. And this really truly lets go of the anxiety within whatever that experience brought. And so that will be our second hour topic, is how to assist the children in transitioning fear. How do we assist ourselves transitioning fear? Because, truly, there's so much fear that has been instilled in our society, and they feel it. They pick up on it, those imprints of fear. And so how do we assist them? How do we assist ourselves? And so we've got some beautiful things that we're creating in our resource center that will be free for any crystalline parent, any multidimensional parent that chooses to live and behave in expanded vibrational ways. That instead of dictating, instead of telling, instead of guiding in what is our needs and wants, we can come forward and beautifully encourage and empower the God from within, so that they connect with their God essence within, so that they connect with the realignment to their light within, as we do. And that's what we've learned through our ascension path. In our own awakening, in our own moving forward and beyond and transcending fear and anxiety, we're now creating the platforms in which we parent and we guide in different ways, to allow the safe platform that doesn't matter where they go out in society, doesn't matter what they click on the internet. They can choose in any one moment to realign with their God self, and they can choose to not buy into those fears. And they're everywhere. It's just how our society is moving from one paradigm to another. That's usually what occurs in profound dynamic societal change. There's that paradigm, that pendulum, swings from side to side until you're allowing yourself to say, well, at the heart level, I've truly chosen my light. However, there's many within the collective that are still floundering and bouncing back and forth, for they're not quite sure what light is. They're not quite sure who they are. And there's that essence of anxiety, flipping back and forth and buying into the fear 1 minute and not the next, and so on. It's natural, it's normal. So again, it's about your awareness and your consciousness to not get caught up in all the drama, to not feed into it, but to center within your light. Center within your breath. Ground and anchor with the crystalline heart of Gaia, the crystalline grids of the Christed essence. Opening the Christed essence at your heart and choosing with discernment of empowerment, of encouragement for the perfection of God in all things. And that is a high vibration to allow yourself to view all seemingly dramas. And it takes practice. Truly, it takes practice. And I am speaking from experience, and that's why I am here. I speak through experience in all ways. I speak through my experience of not acting in balance and in centeredness. I speak from it. I see it. I sense my movement through it in the anxiety and in the fear. And then I realign myself back and say, wow, that was quite a difference. I prefer to go this way now. Because you can see the difference when you're not acting in that alignment and centeredness and mastery and discernment. For that energy just spirals and continues more of the fear and more of the lack of information and misinformation, if you will. For all is divinely perfect. And in these beautiful energies of number 33, this is why the Ascended Masters are coming through with us right now. Beautiful etheric chamber energies today. So allow yourselves to be firmly within your essence of all that you are. As we ground and we center within the crystalline heartbeat of Gaia, and we're going to open up the etheric chambers with our topics today as we masterly move about this beautiful number 33 essence. This number 33 doubled in essence, which allows us to be centered within all that we are as body, mind, and spirit, all that we are as the divine children of Mother, Father, God, and the Trinity, and the sacred Trinity at all that is. And creating that beautiful sacred triangle in which we are firmly planted within the grounds and the roots of all that we are in the crystalline heartbeat of Gaia, and we are allowing ourselves that pillar of light to reach up and beyond, and all things transcend. And the sacred Trinity can be anything that you so choose, and it will shift and change as you do, and so it should be. And we allow ourselves in this beautiful celebration of the opening of wisdom and light centers to understand that we're also opening up into the sun and its celestial alignments, moving into Aquarius, which is all about illumination. And it's that fluidity. That's the balancing and the washing and the cleansing of that Aquarian energy to know that all is well. At any moment, regardless of how challenging or dark or dramatic it may seem, it can be cleansed in any moment with your perspective and your understanding and your awareness to understand that all is divine perfection. All is heaven sent. It is how we perceive it that perpetuates experiences or reality experiences that may seem or appear in disillusionment, in separation, in fear, in limitation. It's how we perceive it. It's how we allow that energy to live through us. For we are each the conduits and the vessels of all things. How energy lives through us is how our reality revolves back to us, mirrors to us, reflects in any myriad of ways. We are the conduits of divine essence, heavenly essence, Mother, Father, God living within us. As you see, Mother, Father, God sees. As you are, creation is. And we allow ourselves within these beautiful, masterful numbers and masterful vibrations today as you anchor yourself within the sands and soils of Gaia and feel her divinely soil essence within your feet, within the embodiment of all that you are as a multidimensional being of light. Allow yourself to feel the beating of her heartbeat as you're swimming within the soils of all that she offers, her loving essence. As we introduce our topic and your divine sacred heart opens up, for this will be a healing and an activation in so many ways. For the heavenly masters are with us with the star councils. Thank you, star councils and the galactic federations, along with the archangels of light and sound, and allowing us, for those who so desire, to open their hearts and truly feel the essence of their own perfection today. For our topics of today are heaven sent and the perfection of now. And the concepts and ideas, dear lighted ones, as we stream forward the divine counsels of light. And what is your understanding of heaven? What is your understanding of who you are within it? What is your understanding of all that exists within you? For in times of such transition and change, can you sense for just a moment within your breath? Through all change, there will be a myriad of choice before you, laid upon your path, if you will. And as choice is laid upon your path, before that choice is made, innately within you, the cellular reactions are moving and spinning and shifting based on the vibrations of those offerings. For you understand that you are within a bedding of consciousness, infinite and eternal, blended with all frequencies, for this is the uniqueness of Earth, is it not? To move through the variations of vibration, dear lighted ones, and to see the experiences unfold within those vibrational experiences. And can you see, and can you feel, and can you embrace the bouquet of love that this is? Within this divinely earth perfection of its offering that Mother, Father, God have designed for you to be a part of. And in the choices that were placed before the divine and heavenly Mother, Father in all creation of planets and galaxies, there too were vibrations in those choices to create planetary existence in the vastness of the cosmic potentialities, to create the ideas of vastness of experience, to know love in and of itself through the divine female and the divine male, God rays, will and compassion, intelligence, all that is within the all, to experience the all itself as love, through whatever may unfold within its creation. And so too can you allow yourself to see within any moment that you walk about your daily lives, to know that as a particle of God essence that you are, sent forward from the heavens, from your very initial incarnation, happening at this now moment, sung by a song of love and light, sung with the adoration of you in mind, from the very hearts of the divine and the holy. And as you open up your divine heart and you just softly sit within its presence of your sacred essence, you feel the beating and the pulsations of unconditional love. Your Mother, Father, God exists with you in that particle of God seed, the very center of your being that links you with all creation. And why, when we send information and wisdoms and insights forward through the conduits, in whatever form they may take, dear lighted ones, for there are conduits of light and love and the divine and the holy in all things, make no mistake about that. And you know that when you walk in the forests, do you not? Conduits of every form. And it is allowing the definitions to drop. It's allowing your heavenly sent essence to expand, to see the perfection in all things, in all moments. And these wisdoms will live through you and touch that very center God seed of you. And you'll feel the cells within your body start to shift and change and vibrate and oscillate in new ways. And as you become more aware of all that you are and you love thyself, you begin to see the power that you have to create the higher mind focus, to begin to direct the cells, to begin to guide so softly and lovingly into new paradigms of potentiation as you see choice before you. As you allow yourself to soak within the God vibrations, the choices expand in its potential. They expand in its light quotient, meaning that, dear lighted ones, those opportunities that are coming to you are of the vibration of joy and love. For joy and love are high vibrations and oscillations, are they not? No longer will they be choices as if you are fighting against reality. And it is fighting against you, for you have defined it in that way. Why are these choices so hard? Why are these choices so, and the energy that is even put forward in that way reflects it back to you, a constant struggle. However, you align with the perfection of your center essence of God. All things are heavenly. You are sent forward in this essence with all dynamic tools, with the independence to be your spiraling God self in all things, in all ways, in all moments, so that you may connect and you may call on and call forward and bring to the soul threadings of all that you are, the consciousness of all that you, spread throughout creation in various forms, in various dimensional threads and realities. As vast and as far and as wide as you think you may go, it's farther than that. And for a moment of peace and stillness, and you anchor within your divine sacred heart so softly and so lovingly, you create stillness and profundity with breath. And as you exhale and ground within the sands and soils of Gaia, you softly call in the consciousness of all that you are. You call in your omnipresence. And you see those golden threads of light and God essence come for you. And they center and they spiral around your divine sacred heart, for that is Mother, Father, God. That's you. In your highest, most rarest state of manifestation of love and light. And the essence of love just spirals within the center of you. Just aching to commune and coalesce with light, with love. And in the stillness and in the silence and in the softness of being you, of being perfect, letting go of definitions of what perfection is, You sense the essence and the embodiment and the pillowy, soft, unconditional love. And you realize for the first time in your existence, every now moment you are perfect. And when you allow yourself the allowance, the flow, the receptivity of the divine within, you feel the embodiment of your perfection. Every now moment is perfect. You are heavenly sent. You are heavenly designed. Elements, breath, organs, cells, blood, veins, how the brain, how the mind operates, how your multidimensional systems and mechanisms, in its totality, beyond what we can imagine. For there are things within future potentials that will even transcend the richest, most descriptive, most colorful imaginings of your potential in every way. What you may feel is a potential in this now moment, dear lighted ones, there are an infinite number of now moments streaming with eternal, undeniable bliss. Do you see what we're saying here, dear lighted ones? Regardless of what your reality shows you, it is based on, in any one moment, what you have defined it to be from all of your other infinite past now moments. And why now is so very profound that when you soak within this now moment, regardless of what your reality shows you, you can softly drop within your divine sacred heart, which is where all existence is experienced and flowing from and through, entangling with, engaging with, and loving with, coloring, dancing, singing, through the divine sacred heart of all that you are. And you sense that all things, all beings, you in this moment of now, divinely perfect, divinely designed, and you are heaven sent. So that you may allow yourself to recognize and accept your perfection, just as you are, right here, right now. And we allow you to see this, dear lighted ones. For bring forward in your consciousness awareness, and we're going to play around in this high vibrational spiraling room of energy that we have as eternal. All aspects of you, currently conscious and awake and aware. Bring forward a moment in which you remember yourself feeling anxiety. You saw something unfold. You saw a dilemma or a tragedy or a loss, perhaps. Or something has befuddled you. Something reawakening within you, reoccurring in you. And the ego mind likes to try and explain it and define it and logicize it away. Put it in its little box. So that creates safety within your world when you explain things away, does it not? Allows you to feel a little bit safer about your reality when you can explain it, define it, put it in its four little walls that it exists within, and you put it away until it creeps up again. And this is how the universal child is, dear lighted ones. This is how vast you are as the God spark. That you are existing on all other vibrational threads within the omnipresence of the all, the consciousness, brilliance, and genius that holds you so pillowy soft in creation. For if you understand yourself to be the golden spark of perfection and heavenly sent essence that you are, this golden dynamic orb of light, ever moving, ever eternal, ever intelligent, ever genius, sitting in a state of dormancy until the inspiration and the catalyst moves through you to say, well, these aspects of anxiety or fear, or these aspects of drama or challenge or loss or sadness, I create these experiences, for I knew from the highest perspective of all that I am, designed with God, threaded with God, never be severed. I knew the profundity of what I can feel in this unique, divinely earthly essence and experience. For in all moments, I can allow myself to open within grace of that experience. I can allow myself to feel the profound loss of a loved one as they transition on into their fullness of spirit. And how you may feel as if you will miss their physical essence around you and embodying you with love, or even challenging you to seek the love within yourself and see it in all beings and all things and all you. And allowing yourself in any one moment to know that the depth of how any one moment, heavenly sent, in all of its form, can be experienced by you, through you, in the most divine and heavenly ways, dear lighted ones. And we pause so that you may hear this in the depths of your heart. The experience in that moment of your awareness of it expands evolution. Your allowance to feel what you need to feel. Embracing the depths through which you feel. Sometimes they're so very profound, are they not? But have you thought about this, dear lighted ones? The masters are here supporting you now, celebrating you now. The depths through which you can feel, as all things are cycles, as all things are circles of God. Catalytic moments through which spiral you into something new. And it's through the higher mind that you can then form and direct and create and co-create dynamic, new beginnings. And why allowance and flow is so very profound. For allowance and flow can allow you to create and feel and know within you passion. Your passion to be here. Your passion to allow yourself to be okay feeling what you feel. I'm okay. I love to feel this essence of all that I am, for I know in any moment I can realign in complete joy, for it is truly still joy to feel the sadness, to know that I can move within this beautiful evolution, this infinite cycle of love. And how it's ever expanding creation in the in and the out and the inhale and the exhale, as breath is, as God does, as we are, heaven sent, as above, so below, as within, so without. And to be still and soft within my mastery, so that I may not be overrun by the emotions, or be overwhelmed or overtaken by the emotions, but to have the mastery to allow it to live through you and understand the lessons within it, the blessings within it, the gifts within it, the experience so very rich within it. That is the bouquet of this earthly experience. That is the bouquet of the human, divine, soulful, spirited, ascended experience, is it not? Did each and every one of you, synchronistically, simultaneously, coincidentally, whatever word you choose to define, and why you are here in this moment of now, to receive this perspective, this blessing of light, so that you may know the fluidity of all moments. It's never always down, it's never always up, it's a constant flow. And you can create similitude and balance, crucible within the middle, as you see the unfoldment of the divinity and the precision in it, the experience, the precision of the balance of all facets of creation within that unfolding. And allow the grace and the heaven within that moment. Wow, I just felt so profoundly filled with anxiety and fear when we were having that discussion about what used to cause me such angst. But I feel such peace. For I felt myself through that infinity cycle move to the varying degrees and vibrations. And I see the wisdom, I see the grace, I see the compassion, I see the intelligence. And I choose from centered choice. And how I choose, what it chooses to mean for me. And this is why creation is so very rich in its texture. For all moments, all particles, all beings, all life, God sent, heavenly sent, as you are. And in any one moment, dear lighted ones, beyond our imagining what this can create within you as a visualization, all particles coalescing, communing, entangling, threading, beautiful movements of light, are they not? Allowing the energy of God to live through them as they transcend, as they transmute, as they just create joy just to move about. And they see the beauty in it. They allow the emotions to flow. They're not suppressing or negating or ignoring. They're not depressing. And they're not moving within irrationality of the moment without grounding and centering. And seeing the beauty within the story of all things, of all aspects of this human experience. Which is truly how fear ripples to the collective and through the collective. For there is lack of awareness within the importance of the multidimensional bodies, or the understanding of the multidimensional bodies, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the etheric, grounding and anchoring, and regularly tuning in and checking in with the divine heavenly sent essence and the divine temple of all that we are. Am I gifting myself enough time and nurturance? Am I gifting myself enough etheric communion with Mother, Father, with my spirited higher self, with my teams? Am I allowing my emotions to be fluid and flowing as I accept the stories and the blessings within them, as I transcend and transmute, as I allow the universal child to come forward in all ways? For it is, I am, heavenly sent. Deserves a voice, does it not? Every tragedy and every challenge you have faced, for you are not weak, dear lighted ones. You have come here on the wings of profound change. For you knew that the particles of the God wisdom within you, as we speak, that something would trigger and awaken and aliven within you. For these are the God particles sown within all aspects of you, in all realms, all threads. And those God particles say, I remember when I reacted in vain. I remember when I reacted in such ways in which I did not know myself to be heaven sent. I see the blessing and the lesson in that. However, I did not negate, or I did not create harsh criticism on myself. I embrace myself, for in this moment of now, for now is the most profound moment in which changes all other now moments. Do you see what we're saying? In this now moment, I create the essence of my divine wisdom. I am heaven sent. I am that I am God perfect. For in your acceptance of the perfection and the design within creation, as mind-boggling as it is, the God particles get it. The God particles understand eternal, limitless living. And why the higher mind can begin to direct and navigate and command the cells in a soft and loving way, as the divine mother essence allows you to create with your God rays of divine feminine wisdom and love and compassion. And the higher mind will, and the focus and the commitment and the clarity and the safety and the courage that the male frequency rays give us, live through us. And we come to that center point, dear lighted ones, the mastery that you have, to merge and blend and create similitude within the God rays that live through every chakra within your system of divine temple that you are. And you create your heightened and expanded choice. And you breathe and you center. And you call forward Divine Spirit to live through you in all moments of now. And you accept and acknowledge and you give yourself the love and the embrace and the self-honor that you truly deserve. And in doing so, opens up divine flow. For it is within your acknowledgement that you are heaven sent. It is within your acknowledgement that you are divine perfection. It is in your acknowledgement that you exist in all things, in all places, in all beings, in all aspects of creation. So perfectly designed. Coalescing and communing and moving on vibration and moving on lessons of grace, lessons of embrace and appreciation of self. And in doing so, that allowance and that fluidity and that safety, I've created such profound safety, even though there may be unfoldings that other aspects of me would have created much fear and worrisome energies, therefore spiraling and creating more worrisome energies and anxieties, and also all that is in your family feeling and feeding off of those energies as well. But I can see now in my state of grace, I accept and acknowledge myself as divinely perfect. For when I look at creation as a whole, when I look at the omnipresence as a whole, I understand there is divine coalescing of all things, of all aspects of creation. And as I move through as the infinity symbol, through all moments of learning and expressing and co-creating and acting on my excitement, that there will be continuation of evolution. There will be lessons in which I challenge myself. There will be lessons in which I allow myself to learn. There will be lessons in which I allow myself to mourn. There will be lessons in which I allow myself to celebrate and create triumphant embrace in my perfection. Perfection is all moments. Perfection is ongoing, eternal. Perfection is always perfection, for you are heaven sent. Every moment of now. It does not mean must have to get there to do that, must have to achieve this or maintain this or sustain this to be perfect. Those are old paradigm definitions of perfection. Perfection and old paradigm definitions were not yet. Because of, must do first, must get this, must learn this, must seek out others for my perfection. Perfection right now. All that is perfection right now within you, swimming, spiraling. That God particle of the most beautiful light that you could ever imagine. And even unimagine, to begin to imagine it again. For your colors of perfection will shift and change as you do, and so it should, and so it is. Do you see what we're saying here, dear lighted ones? Perfection in any moment is perfect. For it is, all is, you are, they are, we are, us, them, they, us, perfect. And how we create unity consciousness within this. Understanding all life moments. For if we create the visualization of even half of the collective population soaking within the allowance to acknowledge themselves and accept themselves as perfect, not in a hubris way, but in a reverent way, to take sacred honor in thyself, to take sacred loving of thyself and compassion of thyself, then the vibrations of the entire collective would shift and change. For it would not be feared, and fear would not ripple through society. For in all moments we understand the blessings and the lessons and the gifts within it all. For we are all eternal aspects of life, swiftly changing and shifting dynamics of vibration based on what we are now aware of. For the God particles within you have been oscillating and activated so that you may know that fear is a part of the cycle into awareness and into love. It's a transmuting frequency. For the particles that have laid dormant within the chakras, the particles that have laid dormant within the Akash, are only dormant until it makes its way through your awareness consciousness, or it's created an energetic healing to come to you in awareness to say, how may you choose to feel about yourself in this now moment? Are you choosing to feel less than or unworthy or lacking of importance and value and requirement and love and self-appreciation and acknowledgement or embrace or exaltation? Whatever words we choose to use, it does not matter. For in whatever dormancy is ready to be awoken within you, dear lighted ones, you are a master and you have the courage to love it and make it whole. You are heaven sent. And in this moment of now, that which we have all gathered within these etheric loving chambers of light, and the wisdoms that you hold within, being activated by the words of God, living through each and every one of us, pulsating and moving, as we co-create together within this dance of creation. You have brought yourself here in this moment of now, have you not? To hear the very words, to sense the vibration of the all that you are come to life, even if it may be the smallest fraction of vibratory change that cannot be measured. For the particles within you, the God essence within you, understands God vibration. And this then can allow you to soak even deeper and wider and more rich within the perfection of your heavenly design. For it is in the trust and in the allowance that you know what you're doing. You've got God particles all roll through you. I often say to my children, your God essence, go create. Don't guess. Don't question yourself. Don't doubt. You are divine God spark. As you trust all that is unfolding, however you may have manifested it in the most dramatic, colorful way that you can, for it's infinite, eternal, that's why you are here, to create the essence and the experience of the infinity flow of all moments. They're all heavenly. May you define it to be that way. May you define yourself as perfect in this now moment. For it is the ego that appears to think it might have to do this before that, or to get that done before that, or manage this, or keep this safe before that. That's the ego that requires it to be any more different. Spirit, your highest vibration of Christ, the God essence, the exploration of who you are as God within, will show you, will whisper so softly to you, dear one, you're perfect. And we will tell you in all ways, and we will show you in all ways you are perfect. Don't be so hard on yourself, dear ones. You are perfect. You are here through heavenly design. You were sent by the heavens through the most dynamic choice that you made to experience love as you, to create love through you, to be the design that you are, and the magnificence that you are, to come forward and create in only the way that you can. Can you breathe within this moment of now and see yourself as the golden spark that you are? Softly drop your attention to your divine sacred heart. Within the vastness of the cosmos, you see all of the golden sparks that you exist upon, all the omnipresence and the webbing that is the all. The pillowy bedding that is unconditional love for experience of love, through love. How eternal, how limitless you are in all those golden sparks that exist. And bring yourself to a conscious moment in which you may have found yourself floundering or flustered or anxiety or worried about any one thing, whether it may be abundance or a friend or a loss. Can you now allow that event to be placed before you as the heavenly path opens up? And the infinity begins to move in its cyclical motion that it does. And can you see the lessons and the blessings in whatever that may have caused you fear or concern? Can you see the gift held within it? To see the blessing from the heavens within it. In the moment in which you allow yourself to transcend and transmute it. See, I see the perfection in that moment that I co-created with that being. I see the perfection in why I co-created that door closing when it did. I see the perfection in the relationship that has moved and transitioned into something new. I see the perfection and the design in all things, for I am a part of this flow. I have been heaven sent by my own choosing, for I am within all things. I am perfectly alive within this experience of perfection. And all moments are perfect. And in this moment of now, I transmute every aspect of anxiety that was. For now is perfect. I am perfect. In breath, in physical form, in all dreams that I may co-create for myself, and envision and imagine and wonder and ponder in the childlike innocence that I am. Perfect. For I understand the cycles of growth. I understand the cycles of change, all heavenly sent and designed. Within the co-creative genius, in galaxies created, in universes created, in omniverses created. For God does not make mistakes. Do you feel your essence of perfection, your lighted ones? For you have come for a message of hope today, dears. For your hope is, always has been, always will be. Within your acceptance, within your own acknowledgement of your perfection. Hope is not really required, for it is already you. Perfect, here, now, heaven sent. Experiencing a new now, moment of perfection. And moment for moment, you catalyze new perfect moments, new perfect yous, new perfect reflections of the dynamic interplay of energy, the interplay of love, the interplay of color, the interplay of sound. And you are the crucible within it. To see it, to perceive it, to know it, to define it. Let go of definitions and have it be perfect. And from that perfect perspective, dear lighted ones, breathe and create your refined, masterful choice. I understand this cycle of integration. I'm allowing myself to release so many aspects of myself that were held dormant and that were held in fear and anxiety. I've allowed myself to create such worrisome, troublesome dreams to allow myself to awaken to the understanding that I am a transmuter of all things. For all moments are perfect. And in this moment of now, I bring that lesson in. I bring this voice in. I bring the gift of my story in. For I am the experience of perfection. Heaven sent, dear lighted ones, heaven sent. You. Now, creation, earth, human family, human potential, Gaia's heartbeat, the crystalline grid, the Christed consciousness, all beings within creation, divine orchestration, divine design, perfection of love and light, coalescing. Infinite number of now moments, right now, right now, right now. Perfect, heavenly, divine. And may you allow yourself this moment in which you open to your sacredness, you open to your perfection, you open to your heavenly sent essence, eternal and infinite. Liberate yourself from fear. Liberate yourself from worry and anxiety. See yourself passing through it. For all moments are perfect in the awareness of the cycles of growth and evolution and perfection and design. All is. as it was, as it will always be, heaven sent. Thank you, dear lighted ones, for this beautiful entanglement and energies that we have from the etheric chambers and the ascended masters working with us today. So thank you, and many archangels of sound and tone for healings for those that so desire to open their hearts and ask for and call in any angelic frequency groups and councils for your own personal healings. For remember, all is available to us. All is accessible to us. It's up to us to create that refined choice. It's up to us to create that masterful choice to call in those teams and say, I'd really, truly love a beautiful blessing and a beautiful healing this afternoon. Can you work on this particular area that I've been having issues on or troubles, whatever it might be that you're moving through at any moment. And just call in the teams, call in the healing teams, call in your celestial teams, whether it be your excitement to create first contact, whether it be your excitement to create lightship engagement, whatever it might be. It's up to us to ask. It's up to us to put in the ignition and the amplification and be the igniter of the path. We are the initiators. We are the catalyst of how our reality responds to us. And so that's why we can see all moments as heaven sent, because we are the initiators of that heavenly moment. We are the bridge. We are the colors of all creation. We are the colors of the bridge of creation, that rainbow bridge. And that's why we have the color frequencies within us. That's why we can create with color. That's why we emit and illuminate through our color. For our etheric fields that we cannot see, for all that we are as a multidimensional beings that we cannot see, vibrate in such profound ways that is sound and vibration and color and tonation and electromagnetic frequencies that ripple through and for, always in motion, always in an evolutionary movement. But it begins with us. How do we perceive that moment? I am a catalyst of light, now is perfect. I am a catalyst of love, now I am open to love. And so allow yourself to perceive yourself as heaven-sent blessing of God, and you are. Allow yourself to be open and acknowledge, and allow yourself to receive. 2018 is about receiving, dear lighted ones. Join us in the second hour. We're going to go within the etheric chambers. We're going to talk about multidimensional parenting as we expand further into the light of ascension. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and joining us today in our global family and our global sacred soul tribe. And we've got beautiful resources that we'll be opening for networking and for communing, and beautiful communion events around Gaia that we hope to have in our future, our near future, as we gather as a sacred soul family, creating beautiful sacred ceremony with Gaia, with trees and with rocks and sand and soil, which I absolutely love and adore. And it's my excitement to create and co-create with Gaia, co-create with the children as well, and allowing their cosmic God self, their God essence, the embodiment that they've come here with, all that is perfection and heaven sent, for them to begin exploring in new ways and creating greater entanglement with nature. For we are allowing ourselves to open and clear the way for not only our own stewardship to take greater heights in our awareness with our planet and wildlife and all life within it, but as well as clearing the way for the children, for them to do so as well. So we're setting about a new course of human behavior, a new course of expansiveness, a new course of perceiving and allowing ourselves to be accepted within ourselves in new dynamic ways. And last week we talked about the reaching beyond the unbelievable and allowing yourself to truly let go of all definitions that keep you stuck or held within a certain paradigm of reality experience, because it doesn't have to be. Our reality experience is the ascended earth already. It's however we define and we perceive any one moment that unfolds. If we allow ourselves to perceive or define any one moment that unfolds in any particular way, we're limiting it in any particular way. Now we're floating and we're being embodied within beautiful, pillowy essence of unconditional love and supporting us in every way in our co-creations and in our manifestations. And why we truly can anchor and ground within a balanced state of awareness of who we are as masters, of who we are as divine perfection in all moments, to know that we are heaven sent, and to truly allow. Allowance is that divine receptivity in which your mastery is living through you, for you understand that you don't necessarily have to get stuck in spiraling and worry, for you can allow that to live its story, to be that story within you, and have those emotions be the emotions and that beautiful essence to experience this dynamic, colorful, rich human life, this human experience, as opposed to damning it all the way. For it's only lack of awareness. It's a lack of your understanding about who you are as a creator. I've done it. I've been there, damned it all the way. damned my experience all the way, even though I was the one co-creating it. For I did not have the awareness and the richness of how that experience allowed me to feel, how deep and how rich I was allowing myself to feel and go. For I understand now, because I can see the richness and the textures and the threading through which that experience has served the all. For there are moments, not always, but there are moments in which, as a visionary, I can move within my dynamic highest self perspective, and I can open and allow the all to live through me. And in those visionary moments, I can see that the richness of that experience and how I allowed it to flow through me, and I didn't suppress it or depress it or damn it or swear it away. I allowed it to live through me, and in so doing, I was allowing myself to see the richness in which it added. Because I can only experience, my experience is only the way that I can. And it's rich, it's dynamic, and I'm profound at feeling. I can create passion in that emotion when it comes back up in that cycle of evolution. I can create that will through intent and through that divine higher self mastery, where my divine male and feminine frequencies are all merged and coalescing as one, and that passion can live and exude through me and emanate from me in new ways as I co-create new inspirations, as I co-create new dreams of desires. And this is the understanding of you as being heaven sent. You are a toolbox. You are a toolkit of divine essence. Perfect. Perfectly designed. However, we have forgotten that we are the temple of light that we are. We forgot that our chakras serve a purpose. We forgot that we have this dynamic pillar of light through which we ignite and we magnify and we activate God breath. We have forgotten the divine merging of our divine sacred heart of Mother, Father within all things, all moments. The perfection of all moments. And how the cycles of growth can allow us to feel such an embrace and a beautiful elasticity of emotions. But it's our mastery that can allow the emotions not to take over, if you will, to keep it in beautiful rhythm. And each of us hold our own unique rhythm. For some of us can go profoundly deep in our emotional feelings and our emotional vibrations and our mental acuity. For it's the experience of our lifetimes. It's the experience through which we've awakened our all self. It's the depth through which we've loved and accepted ourselves as perfect. For your acceptance of yourself, the love of thyself in any one moment, opens up divine flow. So that the all lives through you. God lives through you. And you see the beauty in that challenge. You see the beauty in that worry. You see the beauty in that dream. And you no longer run and hide from it. You no longer damn it. For you understand the perfection of it. And this is how we truly go beyond the unbelievable, in which our reality is no longer defined by old paradigms of ego mind safety. For we understand we're safe. We're living on the ascended earth. We are the ascended human being in every moment, eternal, evolutionary cycles of love and perfection and heavenly sent moments for us to again experience ourselves in new ways as love, to experience our new selves as transmuting new frequencies of dynamic potentials, of now new paradigms of unbelievability. Have it be undefinable. For can you allow yourself to awaken in every morning without your feet touching the floor, and allow the openness and the fluidity of God to live through you and say, this moment of now is perfect, and all things miraculous, all things undeniable in essence live through me. Where interdimensional travel within the mind, all now. Interdimensional travel and lightship engagement, all now. Divine communion upon sacred lands, all now. Remote healing and remote toning and remote viewing, all now. And whatever dynamic experience or excitement that you feel spiraling within and being ignited within the God vibration of all that you are, for there are those aspects of you that desire to be acknowledged and set free and unveiled within the all, so that it may move and live through you as the infinity cycle of evolution always does in all things. Otherwise, it wouldn't have come as an inspiration. It wouldn't have come as an excitement. It wouldn't have come as an activator for you to see yourself as heavenly sent, for you to be worthy and valued and required to allow it to live through you, for you to allow yourself to see the perfection as it lives through you. And why we can see and we can feel and we can know, and getting in tune with our bodies and our multidimensional bodies is so very key and important to not only maintaining balance and centeredness as you feel things and you experience life living through you, for that's truly what reality is, life living through you. And if we define it any other way, it's because we're not aware of our perfection of self. If we experience imbalance, if we experience disharmony, it's because we're not balanced within ourselves as being perfect within it. Because we feel that imbalance is created by lack of, that imbalance is created of unawareness of the mental body, the emotional body, or that I must do this to be perfect, or I must do that yet. I haven't got that yet done. I haven't got that yet done. And it's always that chasing that creates imbalance. The more that we do that, the more imbalance is created. And that's when we're running here and there and feel as if we're being bounced against the rocks in a fast flowing river. It doesn't have to be. You can surrender and let go and allow yourself to be divinely perfect because you are, and flow with the divine essence of all that is offered. For in all moments there will be divine perfection. There will be divine challenge. For we're moving through an entire global ascension. There will be challenge, but it can be divinely perfect. It can be divinely exciting to transcend what was, is it not? Why we get so excited in bringing forward these evolutionary concepts in which the God aspect of you knows inside to be true, because it's spiraling with excitement to join in. And you know it, you can feel it. There's an essence within you that says, yeah, I get it. I get excitement on how we're truly transforming our entire human collective and the reality in which we exist within. And when we reach beyond the unbelievable, other aspects of our society can come in and play. Do we need a certain monetary economy? Do we need to have structural education that's held within the confines of buildings? Can we not learn from Gaia? Let's reach. Let's reach within. For the excitement, the perfection, the design, the tools, the toolkit, all that you are, spiraling with excitement, and why you're here. For all moments are perfect, dear lighted ones, if you so choose it to be, for you are. Designed that way, to come forward through all dimensional webbings in which you exist, and the soul threads that you are linked and connected with as you've designed, as you've planned it, so that they may be ignited in divine timing to serve you as a part of the overall toolkit that you are, to create, to invent. And it's only our perceptions and definitions that hold us back into paradigms of what was. It doesn't have to be. This hour number 2, we're summarizing and refining, and we're soaking within the essence of our divine heavenly sent perspective of us, of who we are as divine human beings, moving through a beautiful human ascension, an earthly ascension in which we're creating greater awareness of who we are as multidimensional beings of light, entangling with love and light in all moments, with all beings, all aspects of consciousness, and why we feel the excitement of light ships in our skies, and the potentiality of first contact and first landing, the potentiality of multidimensional light wisdom centers in which we can create and coalesce and entangle with beings from all aspects of consciousness, with one another, divine human soul tribes. And as we claim and we own our own profundity of creation, as we accept and we acknowledge and we claim our own essence of responsibility for co-creation, and that's the maturity level that our human collective is moving into. For we must create our own maturity, and we must create our own essence of understanding about who we are, so that we no longer react in anger or fear. We no longer act in greed or violation of others' wants or needs. Maturity is your understanding of divine perfection, in which benevolence is held within all things, all words, all thoughts, all deeds. For you understand you are the all. That's that unity consciousness. And as a collective, we're moving into those vibrations, accepting and owning all that we are, seeing that all moments are perfect and heaven sent. For these are profound times of change. And what am I excited about? What am I desiring to get involved and entangled with? For I understand that there's deep excitement for me to be involved and engaged in new ways, for me to allow myself to emanate new aspects of light, for the cycle of creation and evolution that I'm allowing myself to heal and release and rise up and transcend. It's the cycles of life, the cycles of evolution, and you're a part of it. You're threaded within it on every vibrational thread. And why all moments are heaven sent. And all imbalances that we see rippling through our collective, rippling through why people and collectives act and react in the way that they do. And we can look at it from a higher perspective of observation. But what we wanted to talk about in this second hour was the ascension and parenting and multidimensional parenting for those that are caregivers and those that are parents, and how we can get excited, as we just said, about our human collective. We get excited about this human earthly ride. And there was many, many years, speaking from my own personal experience, my own personal observation from my own personal path, is that I've been so busy with my own path and my own releasing and healing and all of the myriad of things that I have personally moved through. And I feel as if I'm in this place of acceptance and this place of flow in which I no longer have to think about any future perspective. I no longer keep a date book. I allow myself to move within the moment of now, being perfect within the moment of now. And even if there may be something that flows to me that I've co-created that might be or a challenge or moving through an Akash or whatever it might be, I'm allowing myself to truly observe it from the perspective of the story that it's showing me, that it's telling me of what I've created it to be, and how I can flow within the perfection of it and open myself to the divine grace within it. Because there's divine grace in all things if you allow yourself to open to it and not see it from a judgmental or a criticism perspective or valuing it, putting a value perspective on it, which is the ego. Oh, I didn't do that right. That didn't serve me in that way. And, all of those things that we do is valuing and judging. But so too are the children, seeing society unfold in that perspective of their collective eyes, of their collective hearts. And so as parents, when we're often moving through our own path and we can see things from that observatory place of perspective, and we can see the infinity cycle and how we're moving and growing and exchanging love and wisdom, and we're growing into certain healing moments and we're releasing and integrating, so too are the children. And when they move into moments of their growth and evolution, and they're finding their way through challenges, they're finding their way through evolutionary steps of growth. And they've come here to do that just as we have. But as parents in some of our upbringing, we want to make things as easy and as smooth for them as possible because we want to sometimes give them what we didn't have. We want to offer them all that we can. And sometimes in doing so, we do so much so that we take away some of the experience of that authentic path. However, what we can understand, though, is we can sit within the middle of those perspectives and those options and those choices unfolding to us as a parent into how we entangle and engage through that communion with the child. In doing so, we center within our own God essence. And if there's something dark or challenging that they're dealing with, there's something that they're going through that's highly emotional or might seem evasive energetically to them, like bullying or issues with their perspective of the body, how the bodies are perceived in our society. And they pick it up very quickly because they sense their crystalline essence of perfection more pronounced than we ever did. Because they're so highly attuned. They understand that there's a crystalline essence within them that is perfection, that is God. And when they see things portrayed in their society, there's an imbalance. Because what society dictates as famous or special or loved, if you will, they're seeing those differences and imbalances. And as a crystalline child, in my experience, coming forward and telling my stories of what I saw and what I experienced, I can now understand the children of this generation and how they see those imbalances and how we can bring it to a middle ground. And in knowing the God within and in knowing that place of special uniqueness of perfection, and there are no accidents and God makes no mistakes, and allowing them to continually be threaded in this centeredness. when the conversation is being expressed as, this is what I felt and I was worried because I saw this. This is what I felt because I heard this. This is what I saw and this worried me and this upset me. And all of those moments come forward, the allowance of the expression, the allowance of the emotions, the validating of the emotions, the validating of their experience. And then moving within a centeredness to say and to encourage or empower or allow them to be guided within themselves to know the perfection of all moments, to know that there is God within all things. And if you are allowing the release of this, if you're allowing the lesson to come forward in this, as you can see it played out before you, what are you allowing yourself to learn and to truly be the elixir of what's coming to you? How are you seeing the perfection of what can be your alignment in this? For you understand that all things are God. Understand all moments are God. And it's just in a definition of a lack of awareness or lack of remembrance, in which they understand themselves to already be God essence, therefore align back to God essence. For God is all things. Even though you must have had the most traumatic dream, I understand that, I get it, I've had my own. And I will tell you, they're truly dark. You know, some of them, the essences and the other frequencies that we've experienced, to go to the depths of limitation, to see our way through, and to know that it can be realigned in something magnificent and powerful and creative. For oftentimes dreams thread us in a myriad of dimensions and a myriad of experiences and a myriad of playing out so that the mind can understand in the conscious awareness when you're awake, you don't necessarily have to analyze it, what did every aspect of that dream mean? But to know, especially from a child's perspective, that they have the empowerment and the strength within them to shift from fear and anxiety of what they might have seen or what they might have experienced, and to allow them to know that they can shift at any one moment to see the perfection in God and all things, because there's God within it. And what was not remembered within that experience, what was not seen within that experience, that can allow you the mastery that you need to know that if it comes forward again, or if another experience like this comes forward again, you have the tools within you. You have the love within you. You have the guidance within you. You have your celestial teams with you. You have divine godliness within you. Not to say that all aspects of your creation are going to be all moments of joy and bliss. For how would we know and how would we move through evolution if we didn't experience the paradigms and the movement of that infinity from growth to challenge and triumph? For there will be challenge. There will be things that unfold that we're here to heal, and make that okay. You will be moving through things that you will heal, but you know what? You've got the tools. I'm here. God's within. There is nothing you cannot move through. There is nothing that you cannot bring a peaceful state of balance. To know that all that you are is perfect. In this now moment, even though that dream might have scared you, you're perfect. And I will hold you and I will remind you. For the God within me was reminding you. Can you hear the whispers? It's perfect, it's okay. It's a memory from another lifetime, from another past moment of now. And you're transcending, you're healing it. It's okay to voice your fears. It's okay to be afraid. And when we give that voice, it's peace. You rise above and say, all I really needed was just that person to say, it's okay. I hear you. I've had dreams quite similar. But I understand in all the things I've experienced, there's God in all things. Because when I realign to the perfection of who I am within, miracles unfold. Synchronicities, divine moments of dear friendships, just calling when I need them to call. Or beautiful moment in nature. Or a beautiful pet within your house just coming to you and sitting upon your lap when you need that beautiful warmth and unconditional love. And so children move through, in their moments of Akashic healing, they move through the same challenges we do in their releases. In their growth, when they question everything that they do, or they choose, or they decide. And there's so much doubt and fear riddled through all things, that we can realign them and empower them to the God essence within and say, it's okay, you got the tools within you. You can choose to see things from any perspective. And I often tell my son, because he sees things from a very grand perspective. He can see all things at all moments. And it's about really fine-tuning it and bringing it into the center and say, on the wall is a map of you, and you can see any perspective and any potentiality that you can be threaded with. Infinite, really. And right now, in this particular moment, this is where you're seeing this perspective and this map of you. This is where your destination of you is right now. But if I allow you to go within your heart, just take a breath. And with a small change, to see yourself as valued and important. And we just turn the dial of that inner knowing of all that you are. Just turn it just a little, like a radio dial, just a little. To know that you're really important and you're valued here. And this family needs you. I love your wit. I love your humor. You're so very special. You have the most imaginable mind and inventiveness. And you make me laugh, and I love our special talks and the ability that we all have to really create joyful playtime and games with one another. And this is how important you are. You've come to us for special reasons. And if we just dial your value of who you are, so that you feel perhaps even a moment of breath with God with you, that this map of you can allow you to see the perspectives that were maybe out of focus. And all of a sudden the map of him just widens up, and he says, well, yeah, I see that over there. I could go ask that. I could go get involved with that. I can do this. And all of a sudden the perspectives of allowance. Because as we said earlier, it's acknowledging who you are as your divine essence. When you acknowledge it, you say, well, okay, I can acknowledge it. I might not feel it yet, but I can acknowledge it. Okay, that might be true. There might be some sense to this. There might be something here, some validity to this. Okay. But if I acknowledge it, okay, I'm a divine essence. Now what? That movement of acknowledgement has quantumly opened up a field of play, a potentiality. I can acknowledge myself as divine essence. I can acknowledge that in this moment of now, I can create a miracle. I can acknowledge that I have the tools within me as my God essence. So I'm acknowledging not only that I'm a divine essence, I'm acknowledging that I exist within a divine essence of creation, of an omnipresence, of infinite possibilities and potentials. I'm now acknowledging that I have tools within me. Wow, this is going places. Look at the map of me. It's just opened up. Do you see what we're saying here, dear lighted ones? So allow ourselves to create the parenting mechanisms and flow and allowance so that divine receptivity can be felt within them. So that they can open up and feel the divine flow. Okay, I get it. I feel this is flowing here. I can see this happening over here. I can feel that. Okay. I didn't really know I was that special because it seems like I've just been going through so much and I can't get a grasp on who I am these days. It's okay. We all go through it. You're releasing. I'm releasing. We're all moving. I love you unconditionally, and God loves you. And within these moments of profundity, knowing that we're heaven sent in any moment, it's just where you're seeing it from. If we open up the map of you and we just turn the dial just a little on the value of self, on the acknowledgement of self, of the acceptance of self, are you allowing yourself the acceptance of your perfection? Can you accept in this moment? This is a divine manifestation and a co-creation, a coalescence of all of the beings listening now and future now moments, and all the souls and all the threadings from all over our universe and our multiverse and omniverse. Tuning in with this God moment in this moment of now, beyond what you can imagine. Can you accept that this is truly within you? And the God within you, those particles within you are getting excited. Yes, I get it, I get it, I get it. I can accept my value. I can accept my specialness because there's things going on within the center of my being that I can't explain. God moments of synchronicity and miracles just opening up. And when sometimes children and all of us, we've all had those moments where you feel like you're so stuck in that worry. And all you seem to cycle in and spiral within, especially in these energies, you will continue to cycle and spiral and worry. It doesn't have to be that way. Open up the map of all that you are. It's infinite. It's eternal. This is where you are seeing yourself in this perspective right now. And it seems so big and real, but I'm telling you, if you breathe and center, create a soft and gentle focus on your heart. It's just soft, like a whisper. Softer yet. Softer yet. There you go. And we create the internal dialogue with God and acknowledge and accept your perfection, and how you chose to come here, and how cell by cell was split and replicated and split and replicated. Blood cell by blood cell, molecule by molecule, thought, word, and deed. Here you are. In every experience that you've created, within every breath, within every moment of every day, the divine perfection of heaven-sent orchestration. Through challenges and triumphs, through worries, through anxieties, and now on to lighted acceptance of who you are. For in each and every one of us, and this is a truth, there is profound divine value and requirement for each and every one. And you are needed. And I say this with such a profound truth. For the Mother, Father, God within you whisper to you in every moment that you're silent enough to hear, and will thread its way through magical dreams. Or when you see that flint of light that's just glistening out of nowhere. The miracles, imperfection, in those moments that you accept it within yourself. For you are the catalyst, you are the ignite of all things light. The initiator of love, of a new cycle of growth, of a new cycle of new dynamic challenges and inventiveness. To see it so perfect and heavenly sent. And that map just gets wider and more expansive, and the synchronicities start flowing to you. For you've opened up the divine flow, and you're not compressing or negating or pushing it down, trying to figure it out with the ego mind to keep you safe. You can allow yourself to unveil your perfection and accept it. Acceptance allows divine receptivity to come to you. It's always there. It's always right in front of you. It's always right in front of us, waiting for us to say, are you ready? There's a miracle happening. And we just shake our heads in utter misunderstanding of who we are, and we're putting ourselves down and self-negating and self-judging and criticizing, and ego minds going everywhere. Try and figure it all out. You don't have to figure it all out. You're not supposed to. It can't be. Divine flow is so important in these coming months and years, because divine flow allows you to truly soak within and love yourself, accept yourself, trust the path, trust you, trust in knowing that you are heaven sent. Trust it. That allows you to flow and open to the now. No planning, no forcing, no trying, no having things fit in a certain box. Divine flow is divine flow, and it's felt. It's an experience, it's grace. When things just come to you and out of flow. Donations, abundance, auspicious opportunities, offerings, opportunities in ways that you cannot even imagine. That's divine flow. And it opens to you as you accept yourself within it. You are within the divine heavens. The heavens are within you. The heavens are not outside of you. The archangels are not outside of you. Consciousness and all that it is you. As you become acknowledging and accepting of it, whatever it may be, whether it's a light ship, if you want to have an engagement or entanglement with a light ship, acknowledging that it's you. There's consciousness within that light ship, and I'm a part of that light ship. So let's dance. We have light ships in our neighborhood every night. They never go away. I see many configurations that are very similar. The similar configurations that arise in my sky every night, every morning when it's still dark before the sun rises. And there are the odd mornings where even as the sun rises, my light ships are with me, and they're with me right in front of me wherever I'm driving on this one light ship. But at nighttime and in the morning, as the sky is still dark and silent, and the light ships are there, I can go to the window, and I can not even have in the moment of now, and I can just be, perhaps heading to the to the bench to fold some laundry. And not planning that I was folding laundry, but just walking to the bench, I see laundry there. Okay, so I'll fold it. And in the moment that I look up, before I've even had the intention to see my lightship, but the intention was within me, just like a miracle, just like perfection is, just like love is, all is within me. That lightship understands that it is within me and it's ready to see itself through me. So as I observe the night sky, that lightship shows itself, and I immediately think, oh, I love my lightships. Where are my lightships? And I sing my lightship song. And before this song is even sung, before I even say lightship, the sky is lit up in the configurations that I usually see. And there's certain configurations and there's certain lightships from different groups and collectives, and there they are. And the sky is alit with lightships. And I just feel so beautiful in that coalescing, in that entanglement of consciousness. But what we'd like to get into the rhythm and the vibration of our entanglement today and our engagement today and in the Sacred Soul Tribe Etheric Chamber today is that within all that is the consciousness webbing of the all, and we'd like to take you as far as we can go and bring you back to the particle of God that you are within. The consciousness existence of the all is infinite and eternal, never ends, spiraling in all dimensions beyond what you can imagine. Consciousness, in and of itself, the experience of anything, any one thing, any one moment. Your allowance and your acknowledgement to be as vast and as wide, as divine, as colorful and rich and as perfect in heaven as you are is within it as you acknowledge yourself within it. Your reality is your perception and acknowledgement of yourself within it. Are you acknowledging in this moment of light, dear lighted ones? And feel free to speak aloud, for yourselves are listening. Are you allowing yourself to acknowledge in this moment of now, dear lighted ones, dear caregivers, dear stewards of Gaia, dear light workers, dear ancient souls of light, Sacred Soul Tribe? Are you sensing the heaven within you? Are you sensing the God vibration within you, spiraling just anew? Might seem far out concepts to know that your reality is what you acknowledge it to be. Perceiving it with color, perceiving it with sound, perceiving it with dynamic creative tools and abilities that you are. That you are. That you are. Perfect right now. Sent from the heavens. Like a beautiful dove on a never-ending journey of love, of experience, of grace, of self-acceptance, of compassion. Can you allow yourself this moment to open up to divine flow of the gifts, of the miracles, of the divine celebration that is being had on frequencies right now, and we can see it, dear. In which you are partaking in an event beyond what you can imagine, and yet there you are. You just feel so alive, and the goosebumps on your skin tell you so that you're in more than one places at once. Is it not? Has the God particle and the threading of our souls and our hearts caught your attention? Are you spiraling in a new potentiation right now, dear lighted ones, as we acknowledge ourselves in more than one places, for there's a celebration with your very hearts. And we see you moving and dancing. We see you shifting in a new way, dear ones. Can you sense yourself there? Is your multidimensional body telling you that you're allowing yourself to expand just a little in this moment of love? Caregiver of the heart, are you not? Deepen the acceptance of all that you are. You expand within the heart of all that you are, as infinite as you are. And we come to you in new ways and new vibrations threading through the conduit. For sometimes it takes a vibrational shift for you to know yourself anew, does it not? And the vibrational encodations that we're offering, dear ones, different than it was a moment ago. Can you feel it? To know yourself as a little piece of heaven. Send forward to co-create in the magnificence that you are. Can you feel the chakras start to spiral and cleanse and clear the old thoughts and paradigms, definitions that you held so low about yourself? For don't you worry, Joanna understands. Sending herself in a spiral of sadness many times about who she was. We tell her time and time again, dear, if you could see what we see. If you could see the spectacle of light that you are walking around, you expect the best in all beings, because you know there's God inside of them. For they just forget sometimes. They just forget. And that's okay. For you can allow the God in you to still see the perfection in them, to still see the perfection in all moments. However challenging they might be, for you are a master, you can move through it with grace, compassion, and love for yourself, can you not? Loving vibration sending through the etheric chamber and all that we are today, dear lighted ones. For I understand that some cannot see what I see or feel what I feel, but I just know I'm sending forward to the light encodations that as a vibrational healer and teacher within the words that I speak, within the words that we offer as a collective team through your hearts and mine. There are encodations and things moving and swaying and about our collective that can allow you, if you so desire, through your own free choice and your own free will, to feel the heaven within, to know that you are heaven sent, and there's encodations to awaken and enliven you in every way, if you so desire, to dance this dance of your perfect now moment. Can you feel it? And feel free to send through your beautiful emanations of love through the beautiful airways to your brothers and sisters, and to our collective human family, and to all aspects of Gaia and wildlife and flora and fauna in this moment of perfection. We allow our love to be sent through the oceans and through the air and through all beings of creation, as we allow ourselves in our perfect moment to know that we are one and always. So thank you. And as we close up today, we had a beautiful offering of insight and profundity from the Ascended Masters. I often entangle with a collective of masters as a collective, and their name to me is Ashara, and the Ashara collective is various masters. But something really unique came through today, but it was an interdimensional collective of masters. Interdimensional meaning that many of them have not had Earth lifetimes. And so that was really interesting and unique. But Master Kuthumi came through today, and Master Kuthumi said, your presence as light is your awareness that you are within it. So presence, remember we said, is a state of being, your embodiment, your essence, that essence of God experiences we've talked about. Your presence is no different than your essence. So being present within any moment, regardless of what it may be, so that you can see the lesson that it offers, the blessing that it gives. And then choose from your refined state, centered state of stillness, of presence within that God moment, to know that there's a blessing coming here. I know it. I'm going to allow, I'm opening up to my divine receptivity. I'm opening up to my divine flow. And here it is. It may or may not come to you for a day or two, or when you're soft in your peaceful sleep, or maybe when you're just walking out in nature and you get the lesson and it's like an epiphany. And that's how oftentimes we go through profound catalytic changes, or catalytic activations, if we call it, if you will. Because we sense the flow within it, and it comes to us in divine timing. So that's that trust part. Just surrender into the God that you are. Surrender in the heaven that you are. It'll come. It's all divine timing. There's a process here. There's a divine mastery in this design. So Kuthumi, just very eloquently and very subtly, offers forward the simplicity of this statement, but so profound. Your presence as light is your awareness that you are within it. Light is not outside of you. It's within you. You create it. You activate it. You initialize it. You illuminate it. You color it. Within the substance of movement of the experience of it. So we're going to say that again because it's profound, and you can think about it, and you can stop and rewind the tape in future listenings. Your presence as light is your awareness that you are within it, within the substance of the movement of experiencing it, or the experience of it, whatever it is that you're experiencing. You're the movement, you're the substance of it, you're the substance of that experience. So it's perfect. It's heaven sent. Because there are moments in which I've experienced such profound, and when I'm moving through those grid shifts, and there's a profound release and a profound shifting of loss. It feels as loss. You know, I'm shifting from one dimension to another. It just feels like, whoa, loss, here I am in a new body and a new essence of being. And so those moments can feel quite subtly as if I'm in an immediate void. And I've had to reestablish my essence within moments, if you will. And that's how it feels. It just feels profoundly awkward and unreal and shifting emotionally and vibrationally and mentally and etherically. And I can feel it as an intuitive. I can feel it. And so I can now, with what Master Kuthumi is saying, is I can feel that within the substance of the movement, I'm in it. I'm in that substance. And I can know in any one moment it's a movement. I'm moving. It's a cycle. There's heaven within it. There's a grace within it. There's beauty within it. There's light within it. There's challenge within it. And I'm triumphing on that challenge. And we can allow our children these same dynamics in the simplicity and in the elegance that we can offer it. The map of view is so eternal and infinite. And right now you may be only seeing this one corner or street in which you're existing within, this one room, if you will. But the map of view is profound. And you're required. And allow them to see the expansiveness and to feel that flow that just begins to create and live through them. Oh yeah, wow, that feels better. I just moved that. That feels great. Wow. So thank you, Master Kuthumi. And our genre is the interdimensional masters. And they're working with the earthly masters, the collective of masters from Earth. But they brought forward that I was aware of the Ascended Master Collective because I work with them often in my own personal work and my own visionary work and what I write and what I express and what I teach. But they brought through the awareness that they work with the Ascended Masters of Earth, and they know that they are one. They know that they are the children and the brothers and the sisters of these groups and collectives. And so too are we to all that is, whether it be the heavens, whether it be the Ascended Masters or the Archangelics or the healing teams in our light ships. We're all one. And the Galactic Federation came through with their etheric insights for today. You are so often so very hard on yourselves, and you often forget the internal play of the seeking of perfection from the old dogma and the old paradigms that we've existed within and what we've created our realities to be. When you can breathe within the sacred geometry of how you are innately designed in perfection, by perfection, because remember, God's in all things. God is perfection. God creates it all. Your unique experience to exalt and honor your perfection, to honor who you are, you release the ego need. And the ego need released is flow. To be anything but love in this now moment. So if your ego and your mind is getting away with you, I need to do this, need to do that, into that, then you're not the love now. You're not that perfect now because your mind's thinking about all those other things as opposed to just being in that state of love now. So it's truly about dropping softly to your divine sacred heart and knowing in all breath, I'm perfect. And that's what the Galactic Federation was reminding us. Even if you ride a bus or when you're making meals or when you're walking your children to school, all moments are perfect. You're heaven sent. That moment is heaven sent. And how may you soak within it and be the presence of it. And it's going to move and shake and shift and move, and that's okay. Flow. Trust it. Do you see that there is a design through all things? There is an essence of perfection. There is the essence of God. There is the essence of vibration. There is the essence of your state of being within it. Your all, your isness, your perfection. We offer for you to enlighten upon yourselves, to be light on ourselves, to take it easy on ourselves. Allow yourself to feel all that you need to. Allow yourself to flow. Allow yourself the lessons and the wisdoms held within grace of any one challenge or any one event. And then choose from that refined state. When you step out of the need to be any different than you are in this moment of now, you're perfect. For perfection is perfection. It's not until I get this or until I do that or when I get this or when I do that. Perfection is now. Perfection is. You don't have to measure up. You already are. Sent from the heart of Mother Father, encoded, designed, and threaded with Mother Father, how can you be anything other than perfect? God does not create imperfection. It is only our perception that makes it so. And so it is. We are happy to serve and support you in your divinely perfect journey of now. So thank you, the Galactic Federation. And I just want to reiterate that one, that from the heart of Mother, Father, God, all is encoded, all is designed, even the galaxies and the planets. There is perfection in the design of Gaia and why she was here supporting us, and why it took us so many celebrations to move through our ascension and our awakening. There's perfection in the design of all things, all planets, all beings, so how can we be anything else? So allow yourself to soak within these musings. And Tina has some beautiful pictures of some light ships that I've taken, pictures I've taken of my light ships in my neighborhood lately. And she's got that in the chat area. And so feel free to also comment. I've got some posted on our Facebook page. And feel free to share your stories of your light ship experiences. Next week, we're going to dive and swim a little bit more within the Galactic Federations and allowing ourselves to swim within our heavenly sent moments of human ascension, of human transforming and moving within this new flow of perfection of all that we are. And as you do so, as you allow flow, you create flow. As you accept flow, you become flow. You're the presence of it. You are the essence of it. Essence is the state of being. Essence is that state of moment of grace when you allow and you trust. I'm perfect. I'm God. In this moment, I allow. I am perfect. I am God. In this moment, I allow. And allow yourself to stay within the now moment. For it's the ego mind that likes to go into past or future. It's the ego mind that likes to run things a little bit incoherent. For it doesn't trust that this now moment is perfect. For the ego is just so used to keeping you safe. And that's okay. Those are old paradigms. And you can let the ego know, we're in different times now, ego. I still need you to manifest. I still need you to help me manifest these beautiful things we're going to co-create with our families. But I allow you, my divine ego, to be a partner and allow my higher self to take over now, because my higher self and my divine sacred mind, well, we know exactly what we're doing. And we're divine heaven. We're perfect in this moment. And allow your children to be reminded of that as well. And you can shift quite easily and fluidly and elegantly from fear and anxiety, from whatever it is they're going through, when we create those beautiful engagements and those beautiful entanglements and reminders of our divine perfection within all things. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be those fluid moments of Akashic release. Yes, there will be those moments of transition. But you're here and you're a master, and we can move through it together. And we can allow ourselves to learn in the grace and the beauty of it. That's why we're here. We have all the tools. We just sometimes forget. And I'm here to remind you, and anytime you feel a little bit lost or a little bit, stuck, if you will, that word has been used a lot in our collective. But it doesn't have to be. It's just that perspective on that one frequency or that one window you're looking out of. That there's an infinite number of windows and doors that you can walk through and perspectives that you can view yourself within. And you are heaven sent, dear lighted ones. So join us on our new website, Universal Unity and Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers. We've got the links in the websites up on our Facebook, Twitter, our Tumblr, our Google, and all things socially that we are connected with. So allow your hearts to be open and wide and flow within the moment of this perfect heavenly sent you and your divine perfectness of you. Dear lighted ones, we are closing out for this week, and we send you many blessings of light and love and auspicious opportunities to flow through your heart. You are divine, you are needed and required. Namaste.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness.
You're listening to the all-new KCOR, The Core, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Hell yeah, in a little place called Area 51.